Today, I want to talk about the conviction and sentence of Nnamdi Kanu by the federal court in Abuja. Well, fact number one, this is a political trial for the simple reason that the allegation of terrorism could have been levied against many Nigerians, either Boko Haram, Fulani herdsmen, even the OPC in Lagos. I was lawyer to Frederick Fashion, lawyer to several of them, Evangelist Elujoko, several of the leaders of OPC, and I know the level of violence. Two, this is also a trial that has been unfair in many ways. But the real question is this. The trial of Nnamdi Kanu's conviction is a political trial of Ndigbo, for the simple reason that even if those allegations are true, there still would have been no trial. As many Nigerian terrorist enablers, those who have spoken in favor of terrorism, are free. Now, this is where it comes home. Ndigbo are facing persecution and have been tried politically. But we should resist every anger to turn this into violence or killing the Southeast. It's a trap to destabilize the region. And so the first lesson is don't do it. Second, Ndigbo is being tried because they are politically powerless. So this is the time for all Nnamdi Kanu supporters and friends who are angry to come. Let's build a strong political movement, take power in the Southeast, and bring governors and senators who have the guts, the competence, and the ball to defend, protect, and ensure equal justice for Ndigbo. Nnamdi Kanu's conviction is a conviction of Ndigbo politically, and it shows political weakness. It's time now to turn this anger and outrage into strong political movement to win power in the region, to bring governors and senators and other leaders who can stand up, who knows that we are oppressed, we're a victim. Don't destabilize Southeast. No violence, political organizing, and strong action.
Hello, everyone, and you just watched Dr. Sam Amadi. And as far as Dr. Sam Amadi has explained it, he said that the conviction and sentencing of Nnamdi Kanu is a political trial of Ndigbo. And if you critically examine the things that he was saying there, it makes a whole lot of sense. In the sense that, first of all, that even if this allegation against Kanu is true, that there are so many people from other regions of the country who have done similar or even worse things, but they have not been brought, to trial. And one of the things you always know is that selective. I always say selective justice is injustice in itself. And if someone has done something wrong, or a particular thing is claimed to be, to be a crime, then it should be a crime for everyone, not selected few people. Let me digress a little bit and take example of like this money spraying that EFCC are always arresting people for. You find out that when the rich do it, nothing happens to them. But when the poor does it, then they are being arrested. So that in its own way is injustice in itself. And he went on to give reasons why for him he thinks that this is a trial of the Ndigbo as a whole. And there are some who have put out, and like he did just say, it's a way of also provoking that region to see whether there's going to be like an explosion or impulsion or something imploding and people just going over or on out, and this probably might give people the state an opportunity for them to now be able to deploy arms there, or deploy military executive by saying that that particular place is unsafe. To look at there is something that he did say. He had a message to Igbo youth, and I'm going to read some of this message out. He said, "Message to Igbo youth: learn from the Jews. A cockroach cannot be innocent in the gathering of fowls. It is no longer about Nnamdi Kanu. It's about survival justice for Igbo people. Step up, sack the current political class in Igbo land, take over and fight Nigeria for justice." I'm just going to stop here and say, I have been calling for this same thing even before there was any thing about the ECN being put together, or an arm that is carrying arms of the IPOB and all. I said, look, One of the things people don't understand is that politics is everything. If we don't fix politics, we're not going to get anywhere. Even if you tear Nigeria into 774 countries, every local government become a country, this same problem we have will continue there until and unless we fix that politics. And part of the things that I said, even the agitation for Biafra, imagine you have 5 governors, you have, 15 senators, and God knows how many House of Representative, because each state there's a way they divide, they don't have the same even numbers, but you have a number of House of Representative, members. They will go to the National Assembly and speak for you. Those 5, when they have a Federal Executive Council, they will speak on the cause. And this was at the time where Nnamdi Kanu was very popular across board. Though some people will still say, oh yeah, he's still popular, yes, he is, but there are still some people, like I did mention in my video yesterday, which a lot of people, it angered a lot of people. See, the truth is not supposed to make one happy. It's supposed to face it as it is. The truth doesn't massage. It is what it is. And for me, one of the things that I always say, I'm not on anybody's side. Neither am I against anybody. I try to be on the side of truth, equity, and justice. That's where I perch on. And even if it's against me, I will say it, and I will say it as it is. If at the time when, there was that whole drive, Nnamdi Kanu and all of that, I think 2021 was when I had, myself and him, we had that altercation on social media and all of that. Like, instead of you going around getting people to kiss your feet and all of that, do the machine. Tell people you're saying boycott election. If boycotting election does not work, if it's only the person that has the supporters that come out, then we can't those results. But why don't you bring in credible people? You understand? Ensure that it is only people with credibility, because at that time he could have directed anybody he directed they should vote. People would have, if it's sort of like, how do I put it, endorse someone, it will go a long way. You're endorsing people with competence, character, capacity. They get into office, they're doing all the work, they put in all the work, they're doing great. The rest of us will be going down to, everybody want to go to Igbo land to go and either learn governance or live there, because things will be working very well. You will have that capacity to be able to hold more, make more demands, rather than people are coming out, innocent protesters are coming out and they are being shot, they are being killed. At the end of the day, that political power is everything. Look, violence never gets someone anywhere, no matter how much people don't want to accept that fact. There was, when you bring in the violence, you lose that support that you usually would get, from the people. And then he said this thing, he says, step up, sack the current political class in Igbo land, take over and fight Nigeria for justice. That's about it. No matter how much you say it is, it's just like us too, women. Women, we've been crying, we are being marginalized. Many people say, oh, women are not being marginalized, blah, blah, blah. I have been saying it. The last time I said we've done feminism for over how many years, we need to make it femi power. As women, even when that whole 6 to 5, is it 5 for 5 bill that were thrown away, I said, look, until and unless we take over the political space, we get ourselves on the places of seats of power, nobody is going to listen to us. So it's the same thing that he's saying here. And then he continued by saying, you have technology, you have the economies, you have the network. Now organize and take over political power across Igbo land. Don't negotiate with the old class. Don't accept tokens. Take power from them and save the Igbo race. Ojukwu was a youth when he did. Okpara and Zik too. And this is just it. Until and unless you get yourself in there. You see, there's the current political class that we have, those ones, they have gone with the devil, and there's no how that they are not tainted. They are waiting for it to be their turn. They are Emilio coin. You need to bring in people who will care about the region and say, no, we cannot take disrespect. We cannot be treated anyhow. If we're going to be part of this Nigeria, then we're going to be part of this Nigeria on equal footing. Otherwise, we'll fight, we will leave, and we must be allowed, to leave. There's a certain power that politics give you. When you get the mandate of people, political power is the biggest power. No matter how rich you are, that the fact that there's an authority, it becomes no longer just power, it becomes authority for you to act and do certain things. It makes all the difference. Thank you so much for watching.